All right. Don't worry, I'm going to clean it all up. It's going to look all nice. Now, the underlying energy is the Three of Swords. So y'all are looking at some old issues right now, dealing with some past pains. I don't know if you guys are dealing with a current heartache, but either way, right? You're still having to look at the situation from at face value. You're still looking at the situation for how it truly is, and it hurts. It's old issues. It's old pains. It's still things that you have to remove. It's a healing energy as well. Well, it's a need to heal energy, sort of, because you're looking at what's going on. There's a radical change. Maybe you guys have experienced some sort of unexpected breakup recently. Because the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower is something that's unexpected. And I feel like it has a lot to do with some old issues, right? Some pains, some things that hurt. And it could be that there was a breakup that you just didn't see coming, or there was something that you didn't see, something that was unexpected that you didn't see coming. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at this current energy here. You have the Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you guys, you're working hardcore, really working very diligently at something, potentially building something for the relationship, building some sort of solid ground with the relationship. You guys are focused, okay? Very focused on what it is that you're trying to build within this relationship. Now, what you guys want is more progress, things to speed up, things to kind of happen a little more faster. You guys perhaps even want communication with an individual. Okay, but the thing here is, with this Eight of Wands being your goal, is that you have an obstacle, and the obstacle being the Five of Wands could potentially be the reason why you're not seeing that progress. You're not seeing whatever you want to see a little bit more faster, a little more clearer, because you got conflicts and potentially inner conflicts. There's some back and forth, some arguing. There's some things that are just not stable at this time. This is a very intense energy, and usually it's very temporary. But I feel like it's kind of it's in a place where it's like, you know, it's just not the greatest. It's not the greatest energy to have right now, considering that, you know, things are not moving in the speed that you want to, right? And I know you're gonna say you're not really caring about the speed too much. It's just like you just want things to just change. You just want things to show that there's progress. The Eight of Pentacles is hard work and concentration, and you want some things that actually start getting some movement going, things moving fast. But then you have the Five of Wands, which is conflict and all that stuff, and you're dealing with some individual that's just like could be difficult to deal with, and that's why you have the Ten of Wands here. Excuse me, where it's talking about there's burdens here. You're dealing with somebody's bologna and cheese. All right, so dealing with somebody's bologna and cheese, dealing with somebody's baggage, dealing with somebody's old stuff, and it could be that this old stuff is causing a lot of headache, a lot of back and forth. Okay, also I'm seeing somebody's carrying a burden, and that burden is on you too for some reason. You're like, no, this is your stuff. That's not me. Okay, and I feel like that's you guys. But for some of you guys, this could be that you have a burden of yourself that you're having in this relationship that you currently could be working on, but it's still a burden in your relationship, and it's kind of leaking into the relationship itself, which can cause a little bit of a rift, and it can really bring up some old issues, especially issues that you probably didn't expect to come back up. All right, now what your advice is saying is the devil, so it's time to figure out why you feel trapped right now. Three of Swords. There could be this feeling of disempowerment right now. Like you may be feeling that you're stuck in a situation, stuck in a relationship, or stuck in a toxic situation. But in actuality, you have all the power in the world. If you want to get out of there, you can leave it. If you want to work with it, you can work with it. But it's all about recognizing the power. And right now, the devil's coming up to show you that there is a situation where it's not healthy, it's not the best for you, and it's all up to you whether or what you want to do with it. It's because the Three of Swords, even though it looks very hurtful and is terrible, you have all the power in the world to take out the swords if you want to, and I feel like that's what the devil is showing you. The situation may be very intimidating, very overwhelming, and just a lot of stuff going on because this is intense and this is overwhelming and this is just overburdening. Like you got a lot of like heavy stuff, right? Well, if this is just too much, you can just tell it to chill out. Right? You can focus on something different. You can, you know, this Five of Wands is meant to show you something, to help you gain something that you've been manifesting. It's the preparation, right? Preparation, not pepper, but it's the preparation, y'all. So with this Five of Wands, it's a preparation for the Empress energy, manifesting, building something new, creating something, creating abundance. Okay. But the devil energy is saying, all right, this situation is not exactly the best, or there may be some habits that may be coming up, some things that may be unbeneficial to you that you may be doing to yourself, that may need to be taken a closer look at, and perhaps broken, because it can be addictions and old habits and old ways of being. It could also be codependency, because the Empress is coming up here, and usually when she comes up with the devil, it can indicate that there's somebody that's codependent, that's taking care of somebody, or that's doing a little bit too much in the relationship, therefore putting themselves in a situation where they're overburdened and they're having to figure out how they're going to even this mess out, because this can't continue, right? The Ten of Wands. And anyway, it's the ending of a cycle. So, with all that said, being an ending of a cycle and all that, there could be that there's something that's keeping you feeling trapped, and that sort of way of thinking and way of doing something could have all stemmed from these old issues. Now, how are you feeling? This is the Knight of Wands. Some of y'all could be dealing with a Sagittarius right now, but y'all could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some of you guys could be feeling very passionate, very driven right now. And you guys could be really enjoying the relationship, enjoying the connection right now. The situation could also have a lot to do with that. Maybe there needs to be a little bit more intimacy in the relationship, because you have the Knight of Wands here. Okay? And this also could talk about this feeling of not really wanting to commit as well, just wanting to have fun and just kind of sticking to that and not really being serious, because you've been working so much. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's all work, no play. So I feel like that's probably what's happening, right? At the same time, right, I feel like, yeah, there could be that you're in this situation where old issues that are coming back up. You could be stressed out, or this person that you're dealing with could be stressed out. There's a lot of working that's needing to be done. There's a lot of changing that's happening. There's a lot of burdens on your plate. It's a lot of overwhelming and intense energy. But maybe right now it's just time to have some fun. Do what you love. Do what you enjoy. Make sure you're working and what you're doing is enjoyable. Because right here with this devil energy, right, is saying yeah, it could be that you're in a toxic situation. It could be that you're in a third-party relationship. It could be that you're not, that you're doing something that may not be beneficial to you at this time. But it could also mean that you're in a situation where you feel trapped. You feel like you're constantly handling different kinds of responsibilities, but you haven't allowed yourself to actually have fun yet. Because the Knight of Wands, he has fun all the time. Maybe the situation is that maybe there's a situation that needs to be dealt with, so that way you can enjoy your life a little bit more. You can experience things a lot better. You can have the harmonious and that flow, but it's going to require you to look at those old issues. And perhaps the Knight of Wands is saying that you want to just have fun. You're not really feeling the seriousness of the situation. You just kind of want to do what you want to do in the moment and let it go. Or you could be dealing with somebody that's like this. You could be dealing with somebody that's flighty, doesn't really want to commit to fixing this problem, and that's where the situation comes up where you're overburdened with responsibilities because you take care of everything because they don't want to deal with it. You could be who you're feeling is that someone that is very exciting and very passionate, but then they don't really handle their stuff very well. They just kind of go with it and just whatever. It's not. I don't care about it. That's who you could be dealing with, right? And you're but what about me? You just gonna let me go? What is that? So that could be that. That could be the situation, right? That could be what's going on. You could be dealing with somebody that's not really wanting to work through this Five of Wands energy with you. But the thing is, the Five of Wands energy is probably going to snap them out of it. It's just that this kind of retracting back, whatever this devil energy is talking about, whatever it is that's, that's coming back up, old issues or whatever, this, the addictions, these old habits that really don't help, whatever these are, are coming up, or this facing the toxic situation, that's important right now because it can relieve a lot of the burden that you have. And it can get you to a place where you can be more solid, more stable, and more balanced, like this Temperance energy that's in your hopes and fears. You have the Knight of Wands here that's all about fun and about, excitement and passion. But you want to flow. You want to balance. And this is another card for Sagittarius. I really feel like you're dealing with somebody that's a Sagittarius right now. Okay? So, with that being said, you could just be wanting to just be in a more cohesive and harmonious fashion. The Devil card, I'm sorry, but it's not very cohesive. It's not very harmonious. It's the card of Capricorn, right? It's finding your integrity in a situation that feels like you don't have much integrity in the first place or much power. And I feel like you want to have more control of your situation. You want to, moderate all things. You want to balance your situation. You want more harmony in your life. But this situation is the opposite of harmonious. This is all fun. All fun. This is all work. You want a little bit more balance. You don't want to have to go to either extreme. And I feel like that's probably what's going on. Because in your outcome, again, like you have the Empress card. This is about creating abundance and manifesting. Okay, she gives birth to new ideas and new ways of thinking, new ways of being. She gives birth to abundance. All right, she wants to have a garden of fruits and vegetables. She's going to do that. She's going to just go ahead and lay down the foundation. She's going to create a field for it. She's going to create it. She's going to create the idea for it. She's going to make it happen. And I feel like with this Temperance energy, this is kind of what the flow you want. You want comfort, you want stability, you want fun, you want whatever you want. But then the devil comes up. Let me go ahead and clarify the devil. Why is the devil coming up as the advice? Why is the devil coming up for the advice? Why is the devil coming up for the advice? The 8 of Cups. Okay. So the devil's coming up because of the 8 of Cups. Maybe you guys could just get bored after a while. They're just kind of like, this is really not for me. I'm bored now. Because the 9 of Wands comes up and they don't really stay in a situation that requires a lot of work. And I'm not saying that you guys are flying out of a situation, just bolting. But maybe that's kind of a tendency of which you guys, maybe that's a tendency which you guys do, right? Maybe the situation gets a little difficult. And it's just like, I don't know if I want to deal with this, but at the same time, I don't think so. I feel like maybe the situation, the thing that really needs to come up, what's coming up with the devil is that maybe the situation is that you haven't noticed that there's something that's unsatisfying, or that you've kind of been trying to deal with it on your own in regards to what's not satisfying, when it's a relationship where it takes 2 to tango. Right? Let me get another card for that. Actually, let me see what the Knight of Wands is coming in your feelings. I'm not going to pull another card for that. A Knight of Wands, because those two go hand in hand. The 9 of Cups. Wow. What you guys want to be is the Knights of Cups. You guys want to have more fun. Right now, it's a very trapping and closed off situation, and you don't like it. So, yeah, the situation makes you feel trapped. And the old issues are coming out because you're in a situation where you feel like you can't have fun. You can't be yourself. You can't just be, just enjoy life with your partner or by yourself. Like, it just feels so enclosing. Okay? But you do have all the freedom in the world. It's the illusion of it. You do have all that freedom. You do it. You do. You do. You really do. It's just going to require you to really show that and prove that to yourself. Look at the old issues and look at the old pains that you have coming up that make you feel like you can't expand and can't be yourself and you can't have fun and you can't, do whatever. You have all these old, you have all this work that you have got to do in this relationship. Sure, it's not going to go anywhere, but at least having fun is, it's definitely not going to cause any problems. Let me go ahead and see what's going on with the romance angels. See what they have to say with this. Healing and family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So maybe you realize that guys have been like super responsible a lot of the time, and you haven't allowed yourself to just kind of be free, have fun. There could be that too, guys. It could be that. And forgiving family issues doesn't just really mean like forgiving parents. It can also mean that healing internal issues, which is intimate. Because intimate relationships can talk about family relationships, right? But intimate situations, personal situations, things that have to do with your the old ways of being. And changing that. There could be something that's changed and now, you have old issues. Well, whatever these old issues are has a lot to do with your freedom and feeling free in a connection. Feeling free in your relationships. If you ain't feeling free in your relationships, you constantly having turmoil with an individual and it's a constant burden. It's like, where's your time of actually having fun and being free? No wonder you want things to speed up, because you're constantly in this intense change situation. You just want to have a little more fun, I feel. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on in your romance. Wisdom of the Oracle, excuse me. Wisdom of the Oracle. Yeah. Stone out this. Oh, time to go. Okay, well, we just gonna fly right out then. Time to go talks about just, 8 of Cups, guys. Eight of Cups, just kind of leaving the situation behind. If it ain't if it ain't fulfilling, just trying to find a new way of making it fulfilling. It doesn't mean you have to break up with the person. The Eight of Cups doesn't talk about breaking up with somebody. It talks about just finding another way, finding another direction in which to go. But it's going to require you to look at the old issues, to find out what's causing this pain, what's causing this displeasure, and then going in a different direction to find that. And if it is breaking up with this individual, then it is, right? If it isn't, then it isn't. But I do feel that this time to go situation is this the advice. Finding the power in your relationship, find the freedom in your relationship. And if you have to do something that requires, that is freeing, then do it, right? But never feel trapped because you have all the power here. The devil shows you that. The devil talks about that all the time. You feel like you're trapped, in actuality, you're not. It's hard to see it right now, but trust me, when you stretch those wings and you start, spreading out, flapping those wings, like I said, you're gonna see you're gonna see how free you actually are. And I think that is your desire, to be the Knight of Wands, to be carefree, to have fun, to enjoy your life, to enjoy your relationships, to enjoy connections, to enjoy all those things. Everything's been a lot of work. Everything's been tasking. Everything's been very heavy. Everything's been overwhelming, and you haven't had any time to actually have fun. And I feel like right now it's just time to just say goodbye to whatever's not working. Say goodbye, and then just find another option. Find another way. There's always another option. Always another option. But you have to listen to your heart. Listen to what it wants. Listen to what it's not getting. Or listen to what you've been going through, and listen to what you desire to be able to get where you want to be. If it's freedom that you want, have freedom in the relationship, guys. It's not easy, right? It's like you say it, and so it's so cut and dry. You make it sound like so easy. It's not. It isn't easy. It really isn't. I'm in a situation where it's very hard to find your individual self in a relationship. It's very difficult. As a Libra, no. But I know that by exercising your individual self, being your individual self, and making sure you have time and fun, it'll be a little more easier, I feel. But right now, it's just your focus is trying to have a little more fun and enjoying your connection. Because right now, it's not enjoyable. It's a lot of work, and it's starting to build up resentment with this healing family issues and the Three of Swords. Like, you've got some stuff that's coming up here. It's like you're kind of like resenting this individual in a way, but you don't mean to. You love them, right? So it's like, it's just, you're not interested in this. You're not having this sort of connection. You don't want it, and it's not your fault, right? And it's, like I said, it's not easy. It's not as easy as I'm making it sound. It's really not, but it's still doable. Time to go. You just gotta have to walk away. Not walk away from the relationship if you don't want to, but you can just do something different. It's gonna require some hard work, though. You can do it, though.